Welcome back to the Red Pill Cartel. My favorite podcaster from the Netherlands, my good brother in arms here, Mr. Rob Nolken, from the host of Disorganized Productions podcast. Welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor
This
to
is your
be here,
first guest
Davey.
spot. This is your
Not
first
the
guest spot,
first.
right? No,
No,
not
not
the
the
first.
first.
Okay.
Not the first. I think I was at Vika's show.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's basically, I have to be honest with you, my mind is just like empty, blank. It's just like we we just before you hopped down, we talked about our lives a little bit. So now you
Okay.
know why I'm
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
blank, man. I think it's the
No,
second
it's
time that
cool.
as I'm as a guest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, I was on your show a while back, and that was fun. You have more of a little bit of a format. I just fucking go balls to the wall, just off the cuff. But I do like your 14 questions. Every episode is
Mhm.
fun, very fun content to listen to for sure.
Have you listened to the last one?
Who's on it? I forget.
Stein, the pagan.
I didn't hear that one yet.
Oh, you will be surprised because the 14 questions that I normally ask at the end of the episode, I ask that up front. So you know the guest a little bit more
Okay,
before
I
you
did
hop
hear
on the
that one.
show.
Yeah, I did hear that one.
I think it's a little bit better for a lot of people just like, okay, who I'm listening to, right?
Yeah, that gives them an idea of who,
Just
their
my ego
character.
talking. My ego talking.
It's like a character sheet for Dungeons and Dragons, This is your
Right.
character, and this is who you're going to be listening to for the rest of the episode.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can he
I like
slay
that.
a can he slay a dragon? Or
Right?
is he maybe a little bit magic? Or does he has a magic wand? Not in the spans, but just like something to wave with?
Dude, you don't know who we're fucking dealing with in this community? So
Oh, oh. Tell me about that. You will be surprised. We got the best fucking group of Telegram for
dude,
sure.
we got fucking demon slayers, we got vampires, we got everybody.
We got them all, man. We got a he, she, whatever we got
We
them
got
all.
we got a snake lover that wears turbans. Like, fuck, it's amazing, man.
I'm wearing skirts. So what the
All the
fuck do
best
you,
people.
right? If there was like an army from the US government waiting for us and we will come, we have 33 members. Oh, they got your numbers.
Right, right.
Well, we have 33, I think it was around 30, right? And we will come across corner with all these motherfuckers and motherfucksters, daddy fucksters. They were just like, holy shit, what's happening right here? Right?
Dude, like a whole vast different set of characters. Like, we're all different, but we all
Mm,
have this same kind of strange mindset where we're super open with one another, and we can fucking talk about anything. And sometimes there's arguments, but we just it's water under the bridge at the end of the day?
there's no script for an invasion like that.
Hmm.
You know for sure. It's like we go to Iran. Okay, what script should we do? Oh, we do paperclip, we do black ditch, we do sand, whatever the fuck. But when you come across our motherfuckers and daddy foxes, you're screwed.
Watch out, motherfucker.
Watch out. Yeah. Yeah.
Rob, give my audience a little background on who you are and why you decided to start your show.
Oh shit. You got how many hours do I have to? No, that's no. So I'm Rob from the Netherlands. Um, I did a lot of things, but what I really like to do is being creative. First of all, I play guitar. I'm developing and designing a skirt for men, not like a pussy Elsa dress, but like a real motherfucking kilt, kind of like a punk rock thing. Uh, um, and I do podcasting, and it's been a year now, almost. I think it will be around November, end of November, when it started really to connect to Snake Turbanhead. Shout out, brother. And then we started to collaborate together, and it was like, wow, we need some guests. I'm gonna provide you guests, Snake said. So within my first episodes in, I did David Weiss from Flat Earth Community, Mark Sargent, all these names popped up. And that's what I really like. Like, I mean, I love interaction with people. I like the psychology behind the reason why somebody does some things.
Hmm.
And I like not to talk about it when they do something. Like okay, I'm a breathing coach. Okay, let's talk about breathing for 5 seconds, maybe 5 minutes. But then I want to know what's the
Yeah,
real
yeah.
person behind that. Why do you do
Right,
that?
right. That's
Right?
like it's cool when you get like a guest on and they have like a profession or something like that. But then it's like for example, Micah Dank. I don't know if you know who he is.
No.
Okay, well he's like an astrotheologist. So he takes like all the stuff from the Bible and equates it, like compares it to the stars and how you don't take the Bible literally.
Oh
You should
wow.
get him on. He's awesome. Um, but he has like a presentation of and like maps it all out how he figured it out, right?
Right.
And everybody was getting him on to do this presentation, and I sent him a message. I'm like, get your ass on here. I don't want you to present anything. I just want to talk. And he did it, and it was fucking awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
It reminds me a little bit. I had Brandon Kroll in the show,
yeah.
and he said, so the tape was rolling, I was recording. He said, can I do my presentation? I said, no. I said, I'm sorry. I said, no, you can't do a presentation, man.
Right,
We're
right.
going to have a conversation. How about that? Because otherwise, I'm listening to someone, and I love the guy because he's connecting so much dots. But I don't want to, if you have someone with a profession or with a hobby or an interest, once you dig into that topic, it's only about that.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's really fascinating and interesting, but my mind goes like, okay, there should be more than only talk about this. I need to know the intrinsic motivation behind how to become a breathing coach or how to become like astrophysic physicist. Oh, scrambling words. Get me coffee.
whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Oh, I got one of the best t-shirt shops there is in this world.
I
T
love it.
Public. Because a lot of things that we spill with podcasting, I put it on a t-shirt. So yeah, that's really in a nutshell who I am. I am. That's it. My name is
That's it.
Rob, and I am.
Yeah.
And just came home from work, which was a very long day, because we had to reschedule a little bit, like the same day. But I just got a emergency call, like, oh, we need a package like 200 kilometers away in the Netherlands. So I said, okay, I'm still driving, so I can do
Fuck, it was
that.
that far?
Yeah, well, I think like 140 kilometers away from my,
Right, right.
yeah. So that makes, shit, my mind is really fucked up. 280 kilometers that I had to drive before I got back to my car. And
Right, right,
tomorrow I
right.
got the same story again. So yeah, that's what I do
Well,
also
you made
for.
it.
Yeah, of
You thought you
course.
might have had to reschedule, but we made it. I was like, fuck, I'm not
Mm.
doing shit all day, so I'll wait for you, you know?
Dude, I was so excited when you asked me to do the show. So when I was in my car and my boss asked me like, could you do another drive? Like, oh, yes, but I do have podcasts. They know that I do podcasting and they know that I normally do not reschedule only when really shit hits the fan, right? Because
Right, right.
you take your time, you prepare all that stuff. Well, probably we don't prepare. We're just getting into a conversation, right? That's the best. That's the
That's it.
that's the best.
So, okay. One of the main reasons why I wanted to get you on here is because you went on a journey.
Oh yeah.
Now, before we get into that, what made you want to take this journey?
That's a very good question. There was
Because
some
I'm freaked out by that shit. Like, like I was researching Cambo today, and I'm like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna die if I do that shit.
people do die.
I know,
People
I know.
people do die. So yeah. So great question again. Um, I was doing a lot of drugs in my, well, let's say for the easy part for the listeners, drugs are not like drugs in my mind, but for the easy part to say, drugs like cannabis, cocaine, ecstasy, but also a lot of plant medicine like mushrooms, of course, cannabis again, LSD, I like stuff like that. So
You like psychedelics.
yes,
Yeah.
I do love them because they took me from a very, very dark place in a very dark period of my life, and they brought me back to like a little flower.
Right,
Uh,
right.
they really helped me with my mind, with my what I really want, like a focus and a goal in life. And they basically connected me with the source, with nature. Um, so, and then of course I was doing a lot of stuff like the podcasting and stuff like that, and worked really hard on myself with meditating, getting into nature, walking bare feet in the forest, connect with the source of how the fuck you ever going to call it. And then all of a sudden, this came on my path like Cambo. It's a frog. This frog has no what's it called? He's the only one in a forest, so he has no fuck, what's the word?
There's no other types of frogs or
No, it's he has no enemies. Oh, that's the word. So
oh,
he
okay,
has
okay.
no natural enemies because when other
Nobody wants to
animals will,
fuck with them.
yeah, when you're gonna fuck with him, you're gonna die.
And it's
That's
it's
it.
giant too, right? It's a giant frog, right?
No. There's a
When I was reading
that's
about it.
Bufo. That's what I want to do too. Like that's in
Okay,
Arizona. That's the bullfrog, the big one.
right.
This one is a really tiny little green fellow, and he has like a slimy skin.
Okay.
And the indigenous people, like well, Indians, which is the wrong word for indigenous people from South America, but the indigenous people are scraping that slime off his skin, and they take a few dots, and the dots they are making are with they burn you a little hole into your
Hmm.
skin, and then afterwards they're going to put some poison in it, and then you're going to have uh, a very warm head. So the poison is going to scan, the frog is going to scan your system, and which all the things that shouldn't be in will get out.
Right.
Probably with it's like a big puking session for a lot of people.
Or
I'm on a date and I don't want to show my inner self. Go to do Cambo. You're gonna puke all over the fucking place. Like, oh, I saw your inner. I saw your inner.
yeah, I saw all different types of side effects that it gives you, like fucking diarrhea, fucking like you said, the red face,
Yeah,
and it's
frog
yeah,
eyes.
it's
Frog
basically
eyes.
like if we were to create nanobots and inject them into our body, they will go through the body and scan it and get rid of any irregularities. But this is a natural form of doing that.
Yes, the indigenous people use it to cleanse themselves from all stuff that's been in polluted in our system. So it could be drinking, smoking, all the kinks that we like, drinking, smoking, fucking, whatever like. But also like if you are having a really healthy lifestyle, there's still some shit in the air. They're gonna spray the air, all that stuff is gonna be in your system, and the frogs takes care of that. But
Yeah,
also when you have dealing with burnout or anxiety or trauma, it's going to get rid of all the stuff that shouldn't belong there. I did it now for, oh shit, one, two, three, 4 times. And sometimes you do not need like a hero doses of that stuff. So the first time I had 5 dots here on my diaphragma, which is on the heart center, which is really it's a good one.
yeah. They say I was reading they focus on the chakra points, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and the thing is, the indigenous people they take like one. I have one dot here with my on my hand. You can see it on the cam. But the indigenous people only do one or two dots just to get more aware of the forest or the jungle when they go for a hunt. So they are more
Right,
aware
right.
of the animals. You know, there are some spiders, there are some this, there's some that, but we need to go there. So it gives you like a supernatural kind of stuff. And
Like
I
a hyper focus.
yes,
You know what that reminds me of? Far Cry.
yes.
Because in Far Cry,
Oh, I
you put
know
that
you were
stuff in
going
you,
to
and then
talk
you're
about
like,
Far
your
Cry.
senses are
Damn.
like, boom, right?
Yes. The, the funny thing is, because you brought it up, I was thinking it when I was driving almost home, like, oh, Far Cry. You love games, I love games. We talked about it on my podcast about Far Cry. The the great thing about Far Cry, especially the last ones, you see a lot of plants and animals. You have to prepare some animals to get some arrows, or
Yeah,
you have some plants to protect you against animals that gonna trying to eat you, but also for better sight and all that stuff. It's so oh, you learn so much. So that's basically what I do. I do Far Cry
yeah,
in real life. You know, I
yeah,
go to
yeah,
jungle. There are crocodiles, anacondas, and all that stuff. But I'm just searching for a frog to get me fucked up.
yeah. Each time you did a session with the Cambo, did you puke each time?
No,
Okay.
no. So the first time, yes. The second time it was really hard. I have 8 dots right here. And you see, it's on the next to the tattoo of the snake and my eagle tattoo. And I was thinking like, okay, I just before I go to the jungle, I need to have a good doses to get me cleansed.
Right.
But somehow, because I dealt quite with some pain, I can give it a place in my system. So basically, I don't let loose. You have to give over. Just like if you do ayahuasca or whatever, you just have to say, okay, I'm fine, give it to me. But when I got uncomfortable with pain and stuff like that, I can put that in a box, a round box in my system. So it was, but afterwards, I there were two of them because it was just where my hand or where my arm is going to what's it called when you do this. The dots fell off, so they put new dots on. So I had probably 14 of them. Then I started to puke, and it was like it was black. The first time it was greenish.
Your puke was?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You can puke every fucking single color of this world. And
Dude,
it
that's fucking
depends.
insane.
Yes. I saw
I'd be
people
fucking shitting my pants if I was puking black.
yeah. And even if you shit your pants, you can afterwards you can say, "What is that coming out of my ass? What the?"
Because it's flushing all the toxins out of you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And some like trauma and all that stuff that's in your system, it could be there for a very, very long time. And the first time when I had the Cambo, I was driving back home. Yes, you know, you're getting sober, you're going to eat. So when you do the Cambo, 12 hours you don't eat, no coffee, no of that kind of shit. And then you go,
Beforehand?
yes, yes. So you
Yeah.
go sober into that kind of
Yeah, you
session.
don't want to like do that on a fucking full stomach, right? And be
No. Right? Could be funny though. Like, oh, you go to McDonald's, I go to KFC,
a
and
taco.
see
I'll
what's
take the
happening,
Taco
you know.
Bell.
But no, no, you do it also with ayahuasca. You take your breakfast, you take your lunch, but then after lunch, when you have a ceremony at night, you don't eat anything, and no, not too much water, because you really want to. It's like when I do LSD, it's perfect when you're when you're sober, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I like it. Just like, oh, I'm sober today. Oh, it's a good time for LSD and stuff like that. Although it's my favorite drug. It's I sometimes I wish when I listening people talk about what's happening in society because I don't give a fuck. But I wish that somebody would spill a lot of gallons of LSD in the drinking water because I think the world would be a better place if
You know how many
everyone's
people would
like,
go fucking lose their shit though?
you know, if somebody does that, I want to record all that stuff, see what's happening. If somebody's really lose their shit, I think people probably think they have a decent life, like blah blah. I think they are gonna lose their shit. And people that are just like, who's that little? He just like running around half naked in the grass. Oh, butterflies. Oh shit.
Dude, that would be insane. Well, Joe Rogan used to say all the time. Well, he's quoted by of saying, "I think we should gather all the world's politicians in a same room and have them all do mushrooms." Right?
100%. And I think it's Randall Carson.
The
No, it's
problem, the problem
Graham
with that
Hancock.
though, yeah, the
But
problem with that is that they're all in on it together anyway. So,
yeah, they're butt fucked by the great leader,
yeah.
The thing is, I think it was Graham Hancock who said it on his show, like a world leader only could be a world leader in the public eyes if they do minimum of 12 ayahuasca sessions.
Mm,
And I do think that's a great point to start if you want to uh, be a leader of a crowd, no matter
yeah,
what crowd. Because
dude.
you need to have some more insights than only take leadership. You can take a course of fucking leadership or management, as they prefer to say, like, oh, I did some management. So you basically know what it is to be a German ass motherfucker from the World War II.
Yeah.
Right?
No, seriously though, like running a fuck, even being a mayor is a lot of fucking responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And to
Yeah.
run a whole fucking country, you have to have a fucking level head. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can't just be this fucking normal guy that, went through the system and climbed through the ranks and this and that. You are potentially going to unleash your military on another country and terminate a bunch of fucking people.
Yeah,
How do you deal with that psychologically?
right. And the decisions you have to make, like, okay, boss, yes, there's a plane hijacked. Okay, we can shoot it down in the middle of New York, or we have to see what it's been doing. We don't
Mm,
know. So what you're gonna do? You take that. You gotta take that shot right away. You got telephone, but not only that. It's the same thing. Like if I go to a job description, they're gonna search me online, like LinkedIn. Who is this guy, right?
mm.
So and then they have been elected. So who the with Biden? I never. We didn't hear anything about. Oh, Joe Biden has been elected. Who?
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
who?
Oh,
You
he's
don't.
been in politics since the 70s. Okay, I never fucking
Licking
heard of him.
children,
Yeah,
sniffing
yeah.
people.
Professional sniffer. Yeah.
And that's crazy if you think about it. Like, if you go to a normal job in a warehouse, no matter what, the stupid jobs that we do, and just like, oh, that guy, no, he sniffs people. What? Or that guy, yeah, he was a little bit of fraud. He did some things with fraud, but he's in finance. He will be okay. Like what? But
Seriously. It's crazy.
it's it's the truth. So that's what I said today. I posted it. Everything is fucked up, and everything is just a scam. Nothing is real. Because if you point this out to some normal people, if you're running a business, like, oh yeah, we got the fraud guy in the finance, and we got the child sniffer. We got that one. He's doing the child care for all the people that live here and do the moms at work, and he's taking care of the children. Just like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfectly
And now,
fine.
And now we see, Rob, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a photo going around with Trump and RFK and the cabinet, and they're fucking eating McDonald's with silverware. And RFK is supposed to be like the fucking health minister now under Trump's cabinet, you know? Like they're just fucking mocking us, man. It's crazy. And people
It's
do not want to see this. They would rather
no,
keep the fucking blinders over their eyes and be like, "Oh, Trump's going to be our savior," you know?
it's the same like the stupid shows they put it on MTV, like Jersey Shore and all that stuff. That's way back. But you just saw some people like crazy, but you still was watching like Big Brother, all these programs. You look because how stupid people are until you figure it out. You don't want to look. I can't look at stuff like that.
Hmm.
But a lot of people do. If you walk down the street in a normal village, how many people are looking at this indoctrination machine? Just like, oh,
Right.
just like, wow. I
Hundreds
do
of thousands, if
podcasts.
not millions. Yeah.
Yes. But I don't think that a lot of people see that because I still got people like, oh, you saw that? No. What do you mean? Are you not interested? No. But
No,
don't you care? No.
not really.
Not at
I couldn't
all.
I couldn't give two squirts of piss about it.
Yeah. But it's really funny how I mean, I'm I'm 51 winters young, almost turned 52. Back in the days, maybe that's my perception or I don't know, but when I was young, like let's say between 6 and 10 years old, I think still the television had a bigger message than it has nowadays. It's been perverted now.
Oh yeah,
They
totally.
they figured it out like ant farm or animal farm, whatever, psychology, just like, oh, if we're gonna put this kind of bullshit on, they're gonna buy it.
Hmm.
No matter what. If we have merchandise or the shit that we're gonna say, they're gonna buy it.
Yeah. Dude, our generation was so different because I'm 45, so I'm pretty close in age to you. And like growing up in the 80s, man, we had shit like G.I. Joe. And at the
Yeah.
end of G.I. Joe, they always had a positive message and taught the viewer a lesson. And now what is it? You know? It's all fucked. None of that is there anymore.
We had
Not
the
that I've seen
18,
anyway. The
Airwolf,
18.
Knight
Yeah.
Rider.
Yeah.
No
All the
one
good
died in
shit.
all these, everything. MacGyver. No one died in
Yeah,
every
yeah.
episode. They
Yeah.
things flying through the air. People were blown up. They all walked away.
Yeah. I used to make fun of like watching G.I. Joe because they were firing like fucking like lasers and shit, and
Yeah.
nobody was getting shot until G.I. Joe the movie came out, and Duke actually got grazed on the shoulder and almost died.
That's
Finally,
crazy.
somebody got hit. That was a big thing.
Yeah. But I don't know what was the turning point because we're Generation X.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that I was in this TikTok hype with Generation X. I made a lot of followers or whatever the fuck they're gonna call it. I'm really grateful for that because I can go live and stuff like that if I find the time to do it. But it's really like a generation when I look at the people that are, you follow each other. It's like, oh, I don't know her or him, but I feel like, oh, that's a real deal. It's not like a fake phony. It's not like, you know, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking weird times we're living.
That's for sure. But I can tell you
Shit.
if you,
Somebody tried to call me. Okay, I'm good. Can you hear me?
yes,
Okay. Now I
the
gotta
thing
re
is, if
fucking
if you go back like what you said, like, oh, you were just black in a second.
sorry.
Yeah, you're fine now.
I think I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you are. with the Cambo, it was like something like I want to do some stuff that's extreme, and I'm searching for it. It's like a mm, quest for I don't know what's the real goal, but a quest for inner peace.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, but also to cleanse my system because I know that I fucked up more than 40 years of the kings, you know.
Right.
So I think that's really good to think about it. The intention that I have right now, if I drink or if I smoke or whatever, is totally different than like 5 years ago. And once you be aware of that and that you're just part of a big, big system that's really full of love, um, and it is duality everywhere, but you have to see through. You know, it's
Hmm.
just like in nature. Now winter starting here in the Netherlands, but I think across the whatever it is where we're on, like the world, um, we have harsh winters, man. I mean, if you do not have shelter or warmth, you're gonna be dying.
Yeah.
That's so. I don't know why you point that out. Probably my ego, like, oh, look at me, poor bastard here in the Netherlands. Well, go to Sweden, motherfucker. It's 20 degrees minus. You're whining and
Right.
complaining for, oh, it's freezing cold outside. Yeah, 1 degree.
Yeah,
But
totally.
yeah, but
So, how do you feel now after the Cambo? Do you notice any kind of like significant changes at all, or?
yes, I feel more at ease. I feel that I'm more at rest. And of course, when I'm enthusiastic, I'm still skipping branches like squirrel. But I found something like, especially also with the ayahuasca, I did 4 ceremonies in Peru, in the middle of the jungle with the indigenous people there, um, with
This is part of the
ayahuasca.
same trip?
Yes, yes. So the trip was basically doing the ayahuasca with the real Indians. Let's say the
Hmm.
Indians, for example. We did Cambo to get clearance of the shit that's in your system that shouldn't be there. And we did also San Pedro with this mescaline, not masculine. Why do they put these both words so together? Like mescaline is like the San Pedro, so the cactus, and masculine is a guy with a dick. That's totally different, but it sounds the same if you pronounce it as a Dutch guy. But
Masculine and mescaline. Yeah, yeah,
right, come on.
yeah.
But yeah, so the trip was going to Peru, going deep into the jungle. So we were I flew to Peru to Lima, then with a little plane to Iquitos, then
Say
a
that
2 hour
times
drive.
fast.
Yeah, yeah. Then a 2 hour drive with the car, like the crazy shit, to
Right.
Nauta, which is really on the border of the jungle, and then with the boat more than 2 hours.
Wow.
There was nothing like there's well, if you have a candle, you have light, but you have nothing, no power, no Wi-Fi. What the fuck is Wi-Fi in the middle of a jungle? You're gonna climb a
Yeah.
tree, find some signal? Well, good luck with that.
Fuck,
That was
man.
the best part.
What was the ayahuasca like, man? Because I hear so many different types of like experiences. So what was yours like? And keep talking. I'll be right back. I'll still listen.
Yeah, okay. So I was a little bit, well, I wasn't afraid, but I was a little bit nervous because of the all the stories that people tell about ayahuasca. But I knew I was very prepared because a little bit more than 2 months before I was doing ayahuasca, I start with smoking, drinking, eventually with salt. sugar, coffee, so all the, let's say, the bad stuff. Um, so when you are prepared like that and you go into the jungle, and you have no expectations, nothing can go wrong. Um, the first day when we were in the jungle with the indigenous people, so you have a ayahuasca based diet. So no sugar, no salt, no stupid stuff in it. So it's real pure. It's really nice. Um, and then at the second, I think it was the second day. Um, After lunch, you don't eat anything, so you prepare for the ceremony. So there are the group that I was with that were six people, and of course, there's someone who guides you if you going through shit and stuff like that. And you got the Icaros, which are the people that are the Incas that are shamans, women and men can be shaman. And we had a Matilda, which is a shaman for more than 45 years. So
Wow.
she's studying plant medicine. It's not, and they drink ayahuasca too, right? So you prepare yourself. You're clean as fuck. Your mind is clean. There's no drinking, fucking, whatever in it, right? You meditate a lot, um, and then you're gonna drink your cup of ayahuasca, and they do that too. And then it's completely well, it's not silent in the jungle because there are frogs. The frog, the Campbell frog, like yeah, and that was and chirping of animal of not animals but insects. It's never a silent sound in the jungle because when it's silent, you have to be very careful. Then a predator's on the run. Someone is gonna get you.
Right, because all you could tell the animals like they probably either scatter or stay still
Yes.
and silent. Even the
Yes.
crickets, fucking
The
beep beep,
crickets. That yeah,
stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was so and the frog is just like you hear that sound and it's like wow, but it's completely silent from people. No Wi-Fi, no nothing. And then the temple, which is called the Maloka is pitch dark. So everyone in is on his mattress in his own wherever the fuck is gonna come, right? And then, well, some people felt something, some people don't. My first cup, there was not much going on. So
Really?
yes, so they asked me, would you like to have a second cup? And me, as a sober
This is
junkie, I said
this is like
yes.
when you fucking take a brownie and like, oh, I didn't feel anything. I'm gonna have another one.
Right?
Holy
Yeah.
fuck!
Oh shit, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because when I took the second cup and I was lying down, just like, wait a minute, I think I feel something.
Oh shit.
So there's only little red light allowed because when someone's flashing his flashlight, you just like, well, what the fuck is going on? So you only allowed for a little small red light. So I thought it was a good idea to go to the toilet. And then I figured out like, and I don't know the word, I don't remember it. It's like when you're drunk on ayahuasca. So you see only your red light, which is really strange, but you see everything is moving, especially you are not moving in the way you should move. So then you know, oh, I'm not sober. I'm under influence of something, but you don't figure out yet what's it gonna do with you, right? So I went to the toilet.
So it's like an onset, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And some people are tripping the fucking balls off. Some people are just comfortable. It's that it could be everyone. Every session, every individual has his own journey through Mother Ayahuasca. Your intentions that you say. So I was sitting on the toilet for like probably 2 seconds, and then I I piss out of my ass,
Oh no.
and it was so funny because it felt so good. But the funny thing is, when you walk outside, there are a lot of people, well, not a lot, but some people have to go to the toilet, and some people are just gazing at the stars. I gaze at the stars for like also for a long time, but everyone has a fucking big smile on their face. So
That's fucking
there's one
awesome.
who just almost shitted his pants. The other one is just puking, and they look up and they smile. That's
Wow.
so funny.
Dude, they got to make a movie about this shit. Like,
Oh
seriously.
yeah, yeah. But
Keep
the
going. I'm
first,
so fucking into this story right now. I love
yeah,
this.
this is really cool. So the first time when I met Mother Ayahuasca, she was really kind, very warm, very a lot of love. Like, okay, everything's gonna be all right, Robbie, no matter what. And I just had a big smile on my fucking face, man, just like wow. But then I felt my system like it's boiling, just like in, in my stomach, just like oh. So I had a little bit like, is this normal or is this just my intestines that are, you know, I don't know, because I have some big intestines problems in the past. But then I thought, maybe I have to go to the toilet again. And yes, I
It's
did.
just the reaction of the ayahuasca, right?
Yes, it
Yeah.
cleans you. It also cleans your system out. But the funny thing is, you just can't walk like you normally walk. It's like being drunk, but different. Oh, it's a different
Yeah.
kind of drunk. But it feels so good. And so you're sitting on a toilet, which is not like a toilet that we have. Uh, you, some toilets you have to flush with rainwater, like with a bucket, and some of them they are directly into a big container with rainwater. But it's
Okay.
all so fucking basic. It's for a lot of people too primitive, right? So you walk barefoot and all that stuff, but a lot of people are like, what? Yes, if you go to the kitchen, there's a cat, and sometimes that cat eats a rat while you are eating.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I love that. Just like, okay, we got food, you got food. Okay, there you go. So it's different standard, but also with the ayahuasca, when you do that with the real people that do that for hundreds, thousands of years, like the real Mayas and the real Incas.
Hmm.
That's so basically you have to see it like this, Dave. Um, when they were doing ayahuasca, the ayahuasca showed them the plant medicine, but also the frog. Like if you go to that frog and you burn yourself and you put that frog poison on you, you're gonna open up for more. So that's the nicest part. So a lot of like our pharmaceutical industry is completely based off what indigenous people do in the jungle. Like, okay, this plant is for when you burn yourself. This plant is for when you cut yourself,
Right.
right? So what they did is, okay, they took the plants, they go to the chemical lab and figure out, okay, this is this component, so we can pack it up in a pill or in a whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That's what they did. So they said, "Oh, Indians are stupid because we figured it out." No, you didn't. These
Right.
people are
Right.
working with plant medicine for
For
so many
thousands of
years.
years.
Yeah. So being
And
in
and
that
then science
environment,
science wants to say, like I was when I was looking at the Cambo online, it said, it gave you all this description, all this stuff that it does. And at the very end, it says, but there's no scientific evidence that this works.
right?
You know what I
Come
mean?
with me to the jungle and we see if it works.
Right. Welcome to
It's
the jungle, bitch.
yeah. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything we want. I don't even know the names. We are the people. No, the funny thing is, if you can do that probably in America. You can do that here in the Netherlands. It's not allowed, so it's illegal. But I did a lot of drugs that are illegal, which I still like to do sometimes. But if you do that with the setting in Peru, in the middle of a jungle, no telephone, no Wi-Fi, no water, no power, whatever, That's a different kind of dimension that you're going to enter. So the first time was like she was like a warm mother that said everything's going to be okay. The second time she was just like a bitch on a fucking period.
Really?
Yeah, she showed me like, oh, I can be a real pain in the ass if you want me to. Yeah, yes. And I really like that too because it was like if you like something, like if you like drinking, oh, I'm feeling tipsy, I'm feeling fine. But once you do that a little bit more, then you think, oh, I'm going to be tipsy, but you're going to be drunk. That's a different story, right? So you end
Right.
up in the bathroom, you don't remember anything. Well, if you know that kind of stuff. So she showed me a little bit more dark. So there were a lot of thoughts racing into my head, which were negative. And I thought, I can be a very negative kind of guy, like a doom thinker and stuff like that. But she pointed out like some situations that I couldn't, that wasn't, that wasn't normal for me, like stupid stuff.
Hmm.
Like we're having a great time right now, but she pointed out like, oh, um, you are going to have an argument with Davy, and Davy is going to call you out and stuff like that. Just like, huh? What? Doesn't feels like it, but she showed me things like that. And afterwards, well, oh yeah, that was the second time when the Shipiba, so the Ikaro, was singing. So they also sing in front of you. Every individual has her own song. When
Okay.
she was singing the song, which is, oh, you gotta listen to some of them stuff on the internet. The voices and the way they sing is just like wow. And then all of a sudden I felt like, oops, I think I'm gonna puke. But she's sitting in front of me, just like, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, just fuck it. You got a bucket in front of you. I'm gonna use
Yeah.
that shit. So I
I'm sure
puke and I
she's
lay
used to
down.
this.
Yeah. So I lay down and the way she sang made my system and especially the ayahuasca do more than just a little bit of cleansing. So I went probably to the toilet 3 or 4 times to squirt out of my ass. With the last time, I uh, I went to the toilet, I did my thing, I cleaned up, I put on my trousers, and I felt like, why is this wet? You got a fucking freaking red light. You know what that means? You don't see shit.
Right, right.
Literally, you don't see shit.
So you did shit yourself previously and you didn't
Well, I
notice.
did, yes, but I didn't see it because it wasn't right. Well, it wasn't like shit. Yeah, it was like a little, never trust a fart
Yeah, yeah.
when you are
Especially
on
on
ayahuasca.
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. That's like, it's not gonna. Yeah, that was, and it was funny because just like, oh shit, and then I heard her, the mother, laughing too. That that was so funny. But now comes the funny story of that day. I went back to my mattress, pitch dark, middle of the night, beautiful stars, gaze at the stars, try to look back. It costs you like a half an hour to get back for normally a walk or a 2 minute walk. Because you see plants and you think that they're fucking big animals or insects crawling at you. You're just losing your shit, right?
Yeah,
I laid
yeah.
down on my mattress and I thought I'm not gonna put on my lights because it was I shouldn't do it. So I thought I'm gonna put on my vest. And it took quite some time. I think like 45 minutes. And I just felt with my fingers like, oh, this is the hoodie, this is the thing, put it on again. She's like, where the fuck are my arms? Where the fuck? After 1 hour, I figured out I was trying to get my blanket on, but I thought it was my vest.
Holy shit.
Dude, I laughed so fucking hard. And the mother, the source, she laughed with me, just like, oh. When I figured that out, just like, holy shit. But there's also, so you
That's
sleep in the
fucking
Moloch.
hilarious.
There are more stories like that. Oh man. And you know me, just gonna say what happened, man. I one of my friends told me already, like, oh, that I said, yeah, shit. Yeah, yeah, shit. Shit like, no, oh, come on. I told the story, so they're gonna take it against you, like in the court of the law. Shit, literally? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes, shit.
Yeah. And the third time was a beautiful duality between the love and the darkness. Well, the love and let's say fear, because every emotion which is not positive is based on fear. And she showed me around with that quite. But it was really good. There was a beautiful, like, that was the last ceremony with the group. The stars were just like so fucking awesome. I think I gazed for about 2 hours to the stars.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really just like what, and you hear the frogs, the crickets, all that, just like
And I bet
wow.
you feel like this amazing oneness with all of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I already do that when I walk here in the forest in the Netherlands, but being in Peru, figuring out that, like, 3 weeks ago, 3 storms ago, just like that wasn't like, oh, maybe I can do the trip, maybe not. It wasn't, I was insecure about that. But then being in Peru, hearing the people, like the Incara singing, the frogs, the whole the
Amazing.
you're gonna be very humbled and very quiet, and you have your own dialogue with the mother. She's gonna guide you. You can say, if you lie down on a mattress, like, I want to have some more, or please, please, please be gentle, a little
That's
bit
amazing.
less. Yes. But what I figured out for my individual stuff is, she told me, like, you're on the right path and you know already enough. So there was no visuals or stuff like that. So a lot of
Right,
people are like,
right.
oh, I saw a dragon. No, for
Yeah.
me, no.
It's mainly like internal dialogue that you're connecting with Mother Ayahuasca. She's telling you the things that you need to know about yourself. Uh, you're allowing yourself to go through this journey inside and say, show me the dark parts so I can combat it a bit. Show me the positive things and we can laugh about it. Am I grasping that pretty well or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You
And you'll
you
only you'll only take yourself through enough that you can handle.
Yes, but it's also, and this is just like, I don't know what's it called, disclaimer. It's not for everyone. If you are dealing with some stress, you have a shitty relationship, shitty job, you're think you can rule the world, but you fall down every single second when shit hits the fan.
Hmm.
You should, uh, from my perspective, you should be working on yourself for quite some time. It's not like Friday night. Oh, what you going to do? Oh, I'm going to KFC. I'm going
No,
to take
no,
some
no,
ayahuasca.
totally.
So
It's the
so
same
you
thing with
you
LSD, man. Like
yeah,
if you're not mentally prepared to do an LSD trip, don't fucking do it, man.
no.
You know?
And it's with all the stuff that we call nowadays drugs. It's the same with alcohol. Look what alcohol does in our society. Like,
Yeah,
people are going to be broke as fuck. People are ending up in jail, be killed in the street because whatever. So
yeah.
and if you dealing with these kinds of medicines, which are very, very powerful, you have to treat them with respect because before you know, they can
Absolutely. Yeah.
screw you fucking up.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally understand that. Um, Still scares the shit out of me
It should. It should.
though. Yeah,
The
because
funny thing is,
you're dealing with the natural force of life, and people don't have an open mind about things like that because they're too involved. We're packed in cities like sardines in a crushed tin box.
oh yeah.
You know, that's all we think about is the city life and all that shit, and being stressed out, like you said, having a shitty relationship. You have to have an open mind and an open heart in order to do something like this. Because if you don't, you're going to be seriously fucked up.
Oh yeah.
And that's why Joe Rogan always says, I don't, necessarily think that this is for everyone, like you said.
Mm.
Like, you have to be prepared for this journey and know that you're going to go through with it and you're going to be okay with it.
Yeah, you got to clean up your own system about all your trauma and all that stuff, and sometimes it points out where it still is. We're humans, we're very optimistic, like, oh, I cleaned up all my shit. Well, guess what? It
How
could be
much, though?
like very confronting, like you cleaned up everything except this.
Right. And this is
And
going to bite you in the ass when you
oh
go on this
yes,
journey. Yeah.
yes. But it's the same with the mushroom trip. It's the same with a lot of other stuff like cannabis. Cannabis could screw you up too when you are like, oh, I'm fine, and you smoke a little bit too much. You could end up like in this loop of negative thoughts and
Yep.
stuff like
I've
that.
been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
That's not
I was
fun.
smoking. Yeah, that's why I don't like to smoke weed. I like to smoke hashish. Hashish,
Okay.
what's
Yeah.
it called?
Yeah.
Like the strong stuff.
Yeah.
But I can function normally when I do the strong stuff. I still have the two joints here, which I didn't smoke on the 10th of August this year. And I quit smoking and drinking with basically Cambo and Choco Bliss, which is ayahuasca with psilocybin.
Okay.
It's, you know, when I came by my mother's house. I was wearing my skirt, barefooted. I walked in, and we don't see each other that much. So she said, "Oh, what are you up to? You going to the jungle?" I said, "How did you guess that?" And she said,
Right.
"What?" So yeah, I got a trip to go. I gotta go. I think most people will know when the medicine is calling you. That's how powerful it is because
That's
everything
fucking
is
wild.
connected. Everything is
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah.
And when you feel one, I think uh now my mind is rushing because of the coffee's kicking in like shit. Um so I can point out as let's say for example as a pagan that there is something like the biggest creation there is, the biggest source is nature.
Mhm.
Nature creates and it kills. And once you connect it to that, and once you figure out like, oh, wait a minute, it's right there in plain sight, you have to be very humble for that and very grateful that you can still be a part of that magnificent piece of stuff that's going like a miracle in front of you. But like I said, like in the Netherlands, within a few strongs, it could be like terrifying. When it's -5 degrees here, which is
Right. Right.
Celsius, it's like 35. No, I don't know what it is Fahrenheit. Look it up. You got Google too in America, right? But it could be feeling like 10 degrees lower
Right.
because we got flat land. We got no mountains here. Nothing. So if you do not have shelter, you could be killed, especially if you
Yeah.
go more up north.
You have to be in the right environment too. It's not just something you're gonna recreationally take, right?
Everywhere in this world. Everywhere in this world. If you go to Australia without any sun protection or clothing to protect you from the sun, you're going to be burned alive too.
Hmm.
And nature is going to It's eat you just like that. Even the bug's gonna eat you.
Yep.
Dude, if I show you my pictures of my feet after the mosquitoes thought like, oh, there's a Dutch guy living in his tambo, which is called your hut, which is basically like a mosquito net wooden structure with a bed and with a non-flushable toilet. That's it. If you go to there in the middle of the night, it's pitch fucking dark. There could be a jaguar in the fucking jungle looking for some food, and you're the fucking food.
Right. Yeah. No, for real, man. Like, don't fuck with Mother
Yeah,
Nature, man.
yeah. No, no, and that's what I'm trying to say. That's the God particle, if you call it God. I call it the source.
Yeah.
It's the creation of everything because you see it everywhere. New plants are all the stuff that you point out in whatever book that you like. It's right in front of you, man. It's a Hakuna Matata, the circle of life.
Right.
And I think when you dig into that kind of stuff, to be honest with you, Davey, I know what hard drugs do, like cocaine, ecstasy, all that stuff. I really like it. Speed, oh fuck, I'm a speed freak, man. I love it. But since my journey into plant medicine, I don't think I'm gonna take it anymore.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
What do you have to say about or to people who are so religiously indoctrinated that they would think plant medicine is demonic?
that's a demonic thought.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah, we were. I'm talking about that subject quite a lot. I have a lot of friends talking about that subject without really. Well, we try to do it with respect. I think, to be honest, that if you look at for example, for the Bible, you look at Jesus Christ, which is copy paste me and you and whatever, and the
Hmm.
source is God, in my opinion. I can point it out. Um, I think the journey of Jesus Christ, for example, is the journey of me right now, figuring stuff out, looking for new adventures and looking for new insights, be a better person for not only myself, but also for the people around me and for society. Um, Seeking knowledge, seeking wisdom, and be a person that's centered. Like not too much to the left, not too much to the right,
Hmm.
not too much light, not too much darkness, but stay in a gray.
Yeah.
Uh,
I believe the gray neutral area is where you can still be able to think for yourself without being indoctrinated on a certain ideology.
yeah, but you have to see the light and you have to see the darkness up
Sure.
front, because otherwise you can't point out which is the gray. It's the same thing. Like if you go, I'm a great person. I don't I only eat grass-fed beef. Okay, okay. Tell that in India,
Yeah.
you will be fucked. You walk a dog, you think it's very normal. Tell that to the Chinese people because they think, oh, with a little salad, it's good.
Hmm.
So, these are all these things like, okay, okay, we gotta respect. It's not like it's one guy from India that thinks that a cow is a holy animal. It's like I think 1 billion or something like that. Like Chinese people and Indian people, there are a lot. It's not like one little guy, blue hair, pink, whatever the fuck, screaming like, I got something to tell. No, no, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
complete culture believing in that stuff because of Hare Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita. I learned that from Joost, which you had on a podcast too. My
Hmm.
fellow Dutch guy. So getting back to your question, I think you have to ask yourself if you're into religion and you think that it's a demonic thing doing plant medicine. Well, how demonic can it be if you are reading a book from, well, written by someone else with a different intention than you think that it is, and you're preaching to people about something that you can point out, and I can point out what the plant medicine does with me directly if I
Mhm.
allow it, if you do that kind of trip. A lot of people that doing trips, whatever the drug is, find also some kind of religion. So there are several dimensions that you can skip through or that you can fly through. And you can see Jesus, you can see a Buddha, you can see a lot of things in some kind of dimensions. So let's say if you're tripping on ayahuasca and you see a dragon, that's a dimension, maybe on the dimension of Jesus or above. It's not like, oh, we're going to the fifth dimension. Well, it's a fucking story, 12, 13, 14 story high building, and we're only thinking about the fourth and the fifth dimension that we're going to enter right now. Well, what about all
Right.
the other stuff? So let's say that you conquer Jesus or you see Jesus, there's a boss that says to Jesus, go be Jesus,
Yeah, it's pretty mind blowing, and that you have to have an open mind to think these things. Like
Yeah.
most people don't even fucking believe in God. Like a lot of people don't even believe that.
That
Like
that to me is,
what we talked about this whole entire fucking conversation. A normal person would listen to this and be like, "These guys are out of their fucking minds."
yeah.
Because they don't believe in God, they don't believe in anything, they don't believe in source, they don't believe in fucking nature. And nature is God and God is nature, and we're all fucking one, we're all a collective clusterfuck, you
Right.
know. But
Yeah, yeah, but
people
yeah.
people just think about their lives, and that's all there is. There's nothing else. It's you get up, you take a shit, you brush your teeth, take a shower, you go to work, come back home, you jerk off, you have a couple beers, go to bed, and do it all over again the next day.
Yeah.
That's life. And
Well, the
then
funny
in
thing,
the end, at the end of our life, there's nothing. We just become worm food.
yeah.
You know.
The funny thing is, if you just as you pointed out, like if you do the normal shit and you are between your 30 and your 40s and you're gonna have a burnout. A lot of people do have that because they're in this fucking loop of life, right? And the for me and for a lot of people that I talk to and a lot of people that I coached, this burnout is something like magic because then you can zoom out. What didn't make me happy? Like the
Mm-hmm.
job, the children, the wife, the car, whatever.
Enter the uh the proverbial midlife crisis. This is
Right.
what we're talking about right now.
Right. And your life gives you a fucking reset to do it better. It's going to be a dark period, but do you think that when seeds are in the ground for like a few months until spring comes and the sun has warm rays of light so you can sprout, that they think like, ah, fuck, sitting here in the dark waiting for nothing. Can you imagine
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
But that's the whole thing. Sometimes you have to be in the dark place to wait for something to sprout. And
right,
then
yeah,
when you're blooming and a little fucking rabbit comes by and is gonna eat you, you're fucked too, right?
right,
So you have to wait until you eventually grow a little bit stronger, like like a little tree. And you have to wait every single year to sprout again, and then you give some fruits maybe. But
Mhm.
like an apple tree is not like, oh, I plant an apple tree. Within 1 year, I'm going to get some apples. It takes some time until that apple tree is fully grown and gives you apples. And I think it's the same thing with people. If you are, as a fruit, being back on the ground, like a burnout, I see that as you fell down an apple tree, you're the apple. And the apple is going to be eaten by everything except the seed. The seed is going to be back in the ground, and you are that seed. And you have to wait until you sprout again and be your own apple tree so you can bear some fruit for others,
Sure.
except being the fruit.
Yep. I have a cool story. Um, coming, bearing fruit kind of thing, right? Um, there's this lady where I work. She doesn't work there, but she wanders the parking lot asking for money. And she's there almost every day. And she wears a blue winter jacket. So everybody calls her the lady in blue, right? I don't like to, there's some people out there that ask for money, they hold up a sign, they collect the money, and then when they're done, they walk away and enter their Porsche and drive away, right? It happens.
Fuck.
But this lady, she's different. She just walks around asking politely for money. I was in my car having a cigarette on break a couple times, and she asked them, I said, I'm sorry, I have no cash on me. She's like, well, I hope God blesses you. And she walks away. Okay, so I had cash on me the other day, and all I had was a 10. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. She asks me all the time. I never have anything, so I'm gonna give her $10, right? So I go over to her and I say, here, miss, you asked me a few times and I never had anything, so this is yours, right? And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much, right? She was so grateful. And then we just started talking about the Bible and Jesus for like half an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
So,
Such a great experience.
what's her story that she's has to ask money for you?
She's 75. Her daughter is going through I think heart she has a heart problem
Oh,
and she's poor, right? So she wants to try and collect money and have a couple meals and save and collect for her daughter and stuff like
wow.
that, right? So, and all the guys outside, they kind of make fun of her. Oh, this fucking lady's back again and shit, right? But I took the
Oh,
time
shit.
to just give her some stuff, give her a 10, and we just had a nice chat. And that to me is like, don't judge a book by its cover, right?
Exactly.
Everybody has a fucking story. You're making fun of this woman, but she's got a story too, you know?
Yeah. You could be that person where everyone makes fun of within a few strongs, as I prefer to say, especially in this
Absolutely.
kind of society. So I'm sitting here, people that are looking like I got cozy lights here in my trailer. I got one guitar because the rest is all packed because I got to leave from this property right here.
Right.
So it costs you quite a lot of money to get a trailer from 12 meters by 4 out of the property with transport and to put it on another camping site, which they're not waiting for, and they're not standing up a line like, "Oh, Rob, come over." And it's a really big problem here in the Netherlands because I will be, and don't be, oh my God, I will be homeless within now and 2 strongs, but I don't give a shit. I like it. I like it.
Dude,
I think,
there's a guy
I
that I
think,
work with. We talk all the time. He's like us. He's open-minded. He's got his dark place. He's got his light place. He knows the two. He knows the balance, what he's got to do. He's been homeless like a couple times, and he's like, Dave, I could be fucking homeless right now, and I don't give a shit. I can
that's
survive.
it.
I can
That's
survive. If
it.
anybody else did it, they'd be fucking dead. You know what I mean?
I swear to God, I'm skipping so much materialistic stuff. Clothing, like t-shirts I didn't wear, and I know a friend of mine. He's into like the music industry and stuff like that, and they have like the real cool thing. You can donate your tour t-shirts or whatever to this organization, and they are going to sell these t-shirts on like a festival, and the money that they're gonna get from the t-shirts, I'm going to spend to people that have cancer and stuff like that, and have their last, well, minutes or last moments of life, so they
Hmm.
can go to a concert and stuff like that. So you do it really with a good thing. So I was looking at my pile of t-shirts, like, oh, cool
I
t-shirts.
got so many right now that I got to
Oh
get rid of.
shit. Well, dude, just like before you hopped on, like, okay, this is one crate. That's a sec. Oh, maybe I need 8 crates to get all my belongings into that. Yeah, of one closet. The shit I got, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but you got a lot of guitars. Well, these are not like materialistic things. I mean, this is an SG
Those are,
Epiphone SG,
dude, those are your magic wands right there.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Percent.
When we play guitar, we are casting spells.
Oh yes, I'm a musician.
Check out
But
Rob play on TikTok, by the way. Links in the show notes.
there's also an XXX that's playing with a different wand. No, but the thing is, I bought a guitar at a secondhand store for 12 euros, which is like, let's say $12. It's playing like, wow. The strings were more expensive than the guitar, but I don't care about that. It's a
Hmm.
guitar. I can play with it. I don't have the fancy stuff. Uh, and the thing is, when you got to move, you're sorting stuff out. Like you said, when you move a few times, you basically know what your needs are. I got a very little car. It's called a Volkswagen Lupo. I don't know if that's been around in America because it's so small. It's so fucking small, man. I love that car. It's
Fucking
driving.
bash your head on the top when you get
Oh
in.
fuck yes! It's like 2 meters by 1.5. I can show you pictures. It's so cute. Look at it. Volkswagen Lupo. Lupo. That's it.
Okay.
That, but I got all my gear. I got my hammock. I got my whatever the fuck I need to make some food or get some warmth. I got it with me if I really need it. But the thing is, if I sold this trailer, and with the money I'm gonna get, I want to buy myself a mobile home, a little one, so I
Okay.
can do mobile podcasting. And I only
Like
need
Steve-O's
like
wild
this.
ride.
I only need this like 2 by 2 meters. I can sleep over there. I can cook over there, for example. And if I'm don't like the surroundings or the nature, I'm just gonna get in my van and drive fuck off.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, that's the plan. That's work in progress.
That's great, man. I love it. Why not?
Yeah.
Steve-O, do you know Steve-O from Jackass?
Yeah, yeah.
His podcast, Steve-O's Wild Ride, fucking awesome. He just travels the US in his RV and picks up a fucking celebrity guest or something and has a podcast with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
You know that,
amazing. And he gets the best fucking people on, like Gene Simmons, fucking Sebastian
yeah,
Bach,
fuck. Yeah, but he did
Dave
some crazy stuff
Mustaine.
to get there, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You
What
know,
would
all
be
these guys do.
would be your goal with podcasting here? What would be like, oh, this is something like that should be so fucking cool to do that.
I would love to have a fucking team that could help me do it because I'm not the best at all this shit. I do all of this shit on my fucking phone by myself. I make the reels, I make everything. I would like to just do this and then ship it off to my buddy and he'll fucking go tick, 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 put it all together instead of
Yeah.
me fucking having to sit there and do it everything myself and then have it more expanded. I can have money to like promote it more and shit like that. That'd be great. As of now, fuck it, I'm just doing what I do,
Yeah, yeah, but hey, same story here. I mean, I just work like 10 hours, but that's just the job.
Hmm.
So 10 hours, most people are just like, watching Jerry Springer,
Yeah,
getting some diet Coke because that's a good Coke. Oh yeah, sure. With some McDonald's stuffing into their neck like a fucking goose.
yeah, yeah.
Full looking at some bullshit on TV. But hey, that's fine. Everyone has his own life.
That's
But
fine. I'm just not fulfilled with that. So
oh,
that's why I had to do
I
this,
can't. I can't.
Yeah.
It's just like when
Like
the
my
person
coworkers ask me all the time, how the fuck do you have time to work here and do a podcast? I'm like, because this is what I enjoy doing. Do you think I
did.
enjoy being here? I don't mind it, but this is
But I
what I
have to be
love to
honest
do.
with you. I have to be honest with you. This is the second time in my life that I do a podcast and I don't have to do the editing. I'm so
It's fucking
grateful for
beautiful,
that.
isn't it? I love
Oh,
guesting
dude,
on
I
other
swear to God,
shows,
I only
man.
want to be a guest. So everyone
Yeah,
who's listening wants me as a guest. Get me on it. Fuck. Man, normally it's like, let's
I have
say
to
I do it.
schedule being on other shows aside from doing my own, and it's like people ask me how do I find the time to do mine. I'm like, dude, I'm going on other shows too. you know,
Right.
it's crazy. But I like what you said. I love going on other shows because I'm having a great time and I don't have to deal with shit after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It depends. It depends. Because if you're gonna do like a lot of podcasts ask me, can you give me the raw stuff so I can, edit it for reels
yeah,
or
sure,
or
sure.
whatever the fuck. So you still, oh man, people do not know how much, and I love to do that. Energy and time is gonna cost to put some content out.
Hmm.
I once had a guy who said to me on a YouTube podcast, so Disorganized Productions, check it out, YouTube, Rumble, whatever the fuck. Uh, he said like the end song is so bad, and that was my first negative comment on my show, and I said, dude, I totally maybe agree with you. I'm gonna put it up front. Just to fuck around. But the
Dude,
thing is, just like I said, I did a 10-hour job today. Before we hopped on, I got my coffee just to be a little bit, you know, be there,
stimulated. Yeah,
stimulated. Yeah. So normally, if I do a 2-hour podcast, it will be taking me until the middle of the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, when everything has been uploaded for Spotify and all this stuff. Only the audio. Not talking about the video yet. I'm going to do that
right.
tomorrow normally. So
Yep.
it's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning for me. And at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, my alarm clock goes, meh, 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 meh. And I do that with all the love and passion. And I know that you do that too. And I know a lot of podcasters do that too. Not to be famous, not to make a lot of tons of money.
No, it's a
I
self-fulfilling thing. That's all
I
it is.
love to talk to people like you, Davey. I love to talk to with an open mind about stuff. My experience and stuff like that. We didn't touch base on anything, but yeah, man, it's so good. It's such a great thing to connect with people all over the world.
It's basically just a creative hobby. That's all it is, you
Yes,
know? But it's
yes,
so fulfilling. Like I get to meet this fucking cool motherfucker from the Netherlands that I never would have met if I wasn't doing this. You know what I mean?
right. But also
All
the
the other
guests that you
people in their
have, man.
chat and it's fucking great, man. I love it.
Oh, I listened to some of your episodes, not all of them, because you're like 170 episodes in and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I listened to a few of episodes, just like, oh fuck, how did you do that, Davey? Like King
I
Bao.
surprised myself.
But
Yeah,
isn't
King
it
Bao.
funny
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sometimes you think like, oh, I never ever will get that as a guest, and you just reach out like, hey, hi, I do podcasting. Would you like to join my show? And then within 2 days, like, oh yeah, great. What?
Yeah. Yeah. People ask me how I got certain people on. I'm like, dude, I just fucking messaged them.
That's
It's
it.
a shot in the dark. If they say no, that's the worst thing that could happen.
How long have you been doing podcasts now?
Just over 3 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. I never thought I would be doing it.
You
I
you
never
you are
thought I
just
would.
like me. You never check how many people are listening to your podcast because we don't care. I
I like
like
to
it.
look at it. Yeah, yeah.
I
I get
like
a
it
good
that they
amount.
listen to, you
Yeah,
know? It's not like, I got 115,000. I don't give a shit. I
yeah.
want people that really like the episodes or dig into something, or maybe they figure some things out, or
They learn something
they
from
learn
it.
something, right?
They
Yeah,
get
give
gain
them
some wisdom, knowledge, whatever. That's
fun.
why I like to do a philosophical podcast because you can learn so much from philosophy just by not necessarily believing anything that you're listening to or researching, but it just expands your consciousness a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, you're gonna.
Not everybody's going to go on an ayahuasca trip after listening to this episode. You know
No, no, don't.
what I mean? Yeah,
No,
yeah.
don't. I told in one of my podcasts, like, don't do drugs. Give them to me. I figure it out.
I'll
And I
put the
have to be
link.
honest with
I'll put
you.
the link in the show notes for Rob's drug donations.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's funny because I want to do podcasting in the jungle, with the people that I was with. And I brought my computer, stupid fucking asshole. I brought
And you
my
didn't do
my
anything with it because you can't
No,
charge
you
it.
can't.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not the environment to put up a fucking laptop.
Right.
I mean, you got when you're lucky, and it was rain season in Peru right now. So that means it's called the rainforest. What the fuck do you expect?
Hmm.
Rainforest. Oh, there will be sunshine. No, no. It's raining, right? And when the sun comes out, it's like, whoa, it's like burning you alive. So you
Yeah.
have to take cover. So the leaves are covering for the sun. Because when you're going to have sun on your head for 2 hours, you're going to be mad. Well, fuck. Oh, man. But the thing is, you're in a jungle. When the sun comes out, there will be some power. But there are a lot of people, like the people that live there, the cooks, the ones that provide you, facilitate everything. They have mobile phones, right? And you have a mobile phone. And I'm not talking about power banks. I'm not talking about my computer or stuff like that. But you know, the scarcity, what
Scarcity.
scarcity,
Yeah.
fucking American word, scarcity, the scarcity. Masculine, whatever. One has a dick, one doesn't, and one stripping your balls off, sure. But the scarcity of power and the scarcity of even if there's power, when the power is shut down, there's nothing like, oh, we're gonna turn on the lights. You have gear with you to have some light or a candle. The candle will be normal.
Hmm.
It's and with that mindset, I was thinking like, oh, I would really like to do a podcast. So we were thinking about like 5 days in the jungle, we're gonna do a podcast. I checked my battery, it was almost died. There was no way, first of all, to get enough power from the sun in one day to charge every fucking device and my computer, which takes a lot of
Yeah.
power. And second of all, I was thinking, and probably that was my first thought, who the fuck am I to, in this
Yeah.
beautiful piece of the world, in the middle
To
of the
bring
fucking jungle?
technology into it.
Right?
This is where nature's like, no, motherfucker, you're turning it all off and you're going to enjoy my company.
100%.
Yep.
And I want to do some reels about my experience on ayahuasca, which I did on Cambo, which was, I mean, I don't know what's it called if you go viral. How many people? For me, more than 10. Oh, I was
Yeah.
viral,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. 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 Holy shit. I got 20 on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile,
21. Oh shit, I'm famous.
Meanwhile, every reel that most people put out, you look at it, it's like 100,000 and shit. It's like, okay, whatever.
How many Indian people do you have to pay for that? I mean,
Hmm.
people from India like Fiverr, like, oh, I can give you whatever you want, 500,000 subscribers is no problem. It's going to cost you
Yeah,
$25,000. I can make that happen tonight. They do that. They
it's
do
fucking
that.
nuts, dude. I get all cut being a podcaster on Instagram. I get so many messages. Oh, I'll promote this. I'll promote that, and then they want to deal with you, and then it's like, no, just I just block them.
The funniest thing ever is every single day when I wake up and look at my Gmail at disorganizedproductions@gmail.com, I got this people messaging me that my SEO, my search engine optimization sucks, but he found out my email address.
Okay,
How could it so be so bad? If you scroll down, like I'm a guy in India, I'm looking at the screen, and with the second page, the second, no, the fourth page, no, the fifth page, I'm gonna say, oh, this is a poor bastard. He has a bad SEO. I'm gonna write him a letter. I'm gonna write
right.
him an email. How bad is my SEO when you got like four or
You fucking
five
emailed me.
every time, every single fucking day, and different people, not the same, not
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
guy.
I
It,
am
it,
I am
it makes no
emailing you from Bangladesh and blah 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 blah. Like fuck, get out of here, man.
right?
But simple people would look at it and go, "Oh, okay," you know.
Well, I do agree with you. If it, and we got to talk about it more in the group about not about monetizing the shit out of the content. I don't want to do advertising. There's a way to do Spreaker.
Hmm.
Spreaker's you're gonna upload your content and then you're gonna have advertising. You
I'm
you
on
can
Spreaker as
yeah.
well.
You are,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That does it work
yeah.
for
But
you?
it's so fucking minimal, dude. Like I,
Right.
I
So
pulled, I probably pulled out like a couple $100 from it already.
that's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but that's been over like a year and a half.
But
But still something.
is that only when people listen to your episodes on Spreaker?
Yes, and that's the problem.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh, so when I'm listening to one of your episodes on Spreaker, you're gonna have the advertising about are you a
yes,
middle-aged woman with a period that's flooding the fucking gates?
exactly,
Then you need
exactly.
this and
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what
So
I'm
if you listen to me on Spotify, you're not going to get any ads.
good.
If
I
you
want
listen
to
to me on
keep it like that.
Spreaker, there's ads.
Why would you do that then? Well, why would I should So I think that's the same thing goes for you, but we're going to talk about it after the show also with our friends and our group. I think the best thing to do with advertising is to make our own fucking advertising. Like, okay, I got a t-shirt shop with some fucking cool t-shirts.
Yeah, yeah. Why
Buy
not?
a
Yeah.
t-shirt and I will make $1 a
Sometimes
t-shirt.
I put funny commercials in that I just voice over myself,
Right.
like for
And
some
like it
stupid
at the
thing.
beginning of your show, like, this is this Russian kind of guy.
Oh, it's the
This
Nigel the goat. Yeah, yeah. That's my goat. Yeah.
right. Now we're gonna deal with another episode of the Red Pill Cartel. Yeah, I love that kind of shit. Dude, I
Yeah, I
could do
just
voiceover
it's
for
my
for
fucking baby, so I can do whatever I want with it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. If you're gonna sell out or if you do advertising, like if you are on Spreaker or whatever platform and people are gonna find you like, oh, we're gonna give you like $100,000, but
Right.
if I'm listening to Sam Tripoli, I love Sam Tripoli because he's Sam Tripoli. But the show, yes, he has very interesting guests. But if you are that kind of famous and you have to pronounce like red wolf and silver, whatever the fuck, come
Mm.
on, dude.
Hmm.
I mean, put $1 on your fucking ticket when you do a comedy show.
Every time if I were to be doing that, like doing an ad for a sponsor, I'd feel like I'm being violated.
right? Or you have to
You
find
know?
your own sponsor. Like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
in for Pornhub, stuff like that. Or
yeah, yeah,
drugs for free, give them to me.
yeah,
Edibles, okay, give him, just give him. But if you are, and that's what I'm trying to say. These guys have been sponsored, but I think they have to look to the money, and
yeah,
that's when it turns bad.
yeah.
It's the same thing if you go to the
Possibly.
jungle, like plant medicine and all this blue blah 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 stuff, and oh yeah, we like to have everyone experience, even if you don't have the money um, to do the stuff with the plant medicine, but they're going to charge you like $3,000.
Hmm.
What's wrong with you then, people?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we live in a capitalist society, right? So everybody wants to monetize everything.
Fuck that.
And like I get flack from some people. They're like, "You don't make any money doing your podcast?" I'm like, "Not really." And then, "Why do you do it then?" Because it's a creative fulfillment.
Do you make money of talking? No. Why do you talk? Same
Yeah, yeah.
question,
Same shit.
motherfucker. Right? The funny
It's
thing is,
crazy, man.
I'm very, very proud and very humble and very grateful that I have some real cool producers for my show. There are people that send me money to get to Peru. I'm looking at a laptop that someone sponsored.
That's awesome.
Dude, it's like, wow, wow. Thank you. I
Yeah.
really thank you because my computer was so fucked up. One of my hard drives, it crashed with 4 terabyte. 4 terabyte.
Fuck.
Yes, well, probably 3 terabyte was dirty stuff that are really into and dark stuff. But yeah, no, but there was a lot of stuff related to my business and stuff like that that I just lost. Content. Oh shit, dude, maybe 500 gigabytes on content. That's like, ugh, like a
Yeah,
dagger in my
totally.
heart.
Totally.
Oh, so
Sucks.
this producer said, you need a new laptop. Here it is. Just like, oh, fuck. And it's a fast one for me. Probably.
Hmm.
But he said, and you're going to have another hard drive, and you know who you are. Thank you again. Another hard drive, so a double hard drive, so I can back up my stuff. And he said, eventually you have to take one hard drive with you all the time. When everything's going to be burned down or fucked up, you still have the fucking data. It's like, oh shit. This is just like normal podcasting stuff that you have to think about.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's,
I'm doing this on my phone.
oh, fuck, no.
Yeah.
Are you recording this on your
I have my
what?
phone on a fucking stand right now, and the phone is locked sideways. Yes, sir. Been doing that since day
Wow.
one.
You're hardcore, man.
Low tech, a low tech man in a high tech world.
Dude, once we gonna finally meet each other. I know that for sure. I feel something is coming into the air, the ether. So that's the other thing I want to talk about. So a lot of people telling you about four elements, right? Water, air, earth, and fire.
Hmm.
But I think they let loose the fifth one, which is ether,
Hmm.
the Ethernet. So when it comes down to the source or whatever you're gonna call it, I think that's the one that's um, processing data within the. So we're talking to each other now on a microphone, but if we were talking not to each other directly on a screen, I
Hmm.
was I'll think about you and I talk to you in the ether, and that will give you back in fucking Canada, just like I think about Rob, maybe a song, what he said, whatever.
Yeah. I think that's what prayer is all about.
100%.
Yeah.
There's also the subconsciousness that's there. You don't see it, but it's there. If everyone says, "Well, fuck that world, fuck that world, fuck that world," there are going to be storms
Yeah.
because
Yeah, for
you're
sure.
asking for it, right? But if you
Yep.
say like, "Oh, we're living in a beautiful world," and uh, Yeah, I'm still thinking about the question that you had about demonicking by religion. I think if
I just think
you,
it's retarded.
yeah, I think if you have a, that's for sure. If you, I think if you have an opinion about the sheep of the creator, whatever sheep that is, you're fucked,
Yeah,
basically. Because who are you to judge? And some people have that look, only God can judge me. So look in a fucking mirror. What do you think about yourself? Because when you think that someone else can, you know, only God can judge me. So you're saying to yourself, okay, I fucked up, but I don't want to take the consequences. I don't want to look myself in the mirror just like, oh, I have to deal with my consequence that I have right now. But someone else, I can't point who, is doing that for me.
right.
What
That's what religion does.
excuses?
Yeah.
How many people are waiting for
Scapegoat.
someone to come down?
A lot. How many people are waiting for a rapture to take them out of here?
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to happen. Sorry. You got to deal with the shit down here first before you get taken up there.
Yeah, if you read the books, it says the kingdom of whatever source you believe in is within you. So if you treat that kingdom like a king, my kingdom with my temples right here, but you have to do it with respect and gratitude.
Yeah.
I had to figure that out. I mean, I screwed up so many fucking times.
Who
Being
hasn't?
wasted, fucked up, drunk, stoned, whatever.
Who hasn't?
I think it's been,
We got to find a balance.
that's
That's
it.
what my thing is.
The gray spot.
Because, yeah, yeah. Let me go to work. Let me come home. Let me do my podcast. Let me have a few beers. Let me get a little bit high and enjoy my fucking life. Go to sleep, get up, do it all over again.
Yeah, don't screw up that that structure. Because if
Right.
you're gonna which I did a few times. I once had a friend of mine, he gave me like this cannabis oil, right? So you got droplets of pure THC in your
Well,
blood.
that's what I take. I don't smoke the weed. I take oil.
Oh shit. I was getting that in a weekend, in a strong end as I prefer to say. And on Monday was one of my first days back to my old work, right? So went to the office, but just before I went into the office, I took this pipe and I wanted to take a few drop, like one or two drops, he said.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, you're not a fucking amateur. So I squirted the whole fucking pipe in my mouth. Fuck, this were like 10 drops. Ah, I'm fine. I'm
Oh,
fine.
dude.
Right?
I take there's a syringe it comes with, and
Syringe, yes.
it's got notches on it, right?
Yeah.
I take a notch and a half and I'm fucking fine. Perfect.
Oh, I was fine when I took it, but when I was driving home, it
Oh
wasn't.
shit.
Dude, when I arrived at my work, it was like I think it's like a 5 minute drive. I
Felt
felt
like
like,
half an
oh
hour.
shit, I'm gonna get stoned, I'm gonna get fucked. So I took a coffee. Worst thing you ever can do because you're gonna be. But now it comes. I was walking into the office, feeling quite like stoned as a motherfucker. And normally I like to take drugs, but I'm not a stoner. No, not like
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
walk down and my manager comes across to me in the hall. He said, "Hey Rob, great to have you again. Grab a coffee because somebody's waiting in the meeting room." I said,
Oh fuck.
So he said, we got a new manager from England. So he's not here, but he will be on a Zoom call with you. He wants to introduce himself and who knows who he is. So I said, shit. So I took another cup of coffee, which gonna it's gonna dry you out, right? So I felt stoned. I felt like, oh my
Then you got that
God.
shitty fucking coffee breath too, along with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then the third stupid thing I did that day in like 1 hour, right? So first of all, it was too much droplets. Second of all, it was the coffee. Then I put a fucking chewing gum in my mouth.
Oh fuck.
Don't do that shit. Don't do that. So it's just like, uh, uh. Oh, dude. Um, my
What
boss
a
runs in, my
mess.
manager runs in within like 45 minutes. We're in the conversation, and the conversation went like, oh man, that was like, that was going nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And he came in, he said, hey, you like some water? I said, fuck yes. So I Googled down and I had to take the chewing gum. You know, it was all over my mouth, but it was stuck because everything was so fucking dry.
Dry, yeah.
Don't do that.
So how did you make out in the meeting?
I don't know, man. I think because I was doing that kind of stupid stuff like years and years and years, so one of my friends goes always like, "You're the most sober junkie that I know." Sometimes they didn't even know that I was on drugs. Like I
Right.
was having an LSD trip, right? And we're sitting like a few people together on a table, just have a fun time. One of my girlfriends is just like, oh, I was walking there, and I was looking at her, just like, okay, cool. And she did like something like, "Bah!" And I said, whoa. She said, what? I said, what the fuck was that? She said, I did, wow. And just like, whoa. She said, what the fuck are you on? I said, I'm on LSD. What? She said, I didn't know that. I said, no, I know. Now I know. And she had this crazy house. When you have LSD, she has the best house to do it. So picture this. You know My Little Pony?
Cartoon, yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking My Little Pony with LSD and a fucking big joint in my mouth, right?
Oh,
That's cool. But her situation was so screwed up. So she has on the right side of your side, so the television is in front of you. On the right side, she has a door. That's the bathroom. But you can go completely across the bedroom, and you come on the left side. You come out again.
what the fuck?
Yes. So you basically can walk uh, on the left door and you come out of the right door. So I'm sitting there tripping my fucking balls off, watching My Fucking Little Pony, right? Big joint in my. So nothing can happen to me right now. So there were two women in that house at that time. One woman comes out of the right door. Okay. Then I see another woman coming out of the right door, just like, what the fuck? Then I see the one of the women going into the right door again, just like, okay, but she came out on the left.
You're probably thinking, what fucking dimension am I in? Am I in a
What?
movie right
I,
now?
dude, and My Little Pony was talking so much stuff to me, like real. They were having like this little ponies had some trouble with a hairdresser stuff like that, and I was thinking like, oh, they're talking to me. They're talking to me because I got a problem with the women. And then all of a sudden, on the left door, somebody popped out. So, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And so my girlfriend at the time, she said, are you on LSD? I said, dude, yes. Why? She said, well, we figured that out like 2 or 3 hours ago. Because you were looking at the screen, and every time when somebody came from the bathroom or from the other door, you're just like, you're tripping your fucking balls. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? But normally I'm very sober. I have a business and stuff like that.
That's so
And
funny, man. I love hearing drug stories.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
what's your best LSD story so far?
Well, I've only taken it once.
So you, oh yes, that's true. You only take it once, but you were
Yeah,
very like 12 years old, 13 years old.
13 or
With
14.
with,
Yeah, I think
with the buildings, right?
the buildings. Oh, yeah, this is when I hit peak. And I walked outside from the mall and I saw the fucking residential buildings in the far distance, kind of like waving back and forth. And I'm like, holy shit. I just like blew my fucking mind. And my buddy, we got closer to the buildings and there's a hill. And my buddy, we're all tripping, right? And this wasn't his first time. He's like, Dave, watch this. Stand right here. So I stood at the bottom of the hill. He went up a little bit on the hill and he squatted down and he's like, look, I'm a frog. And he does this with his fingers, right? And I could literally see the tips of his fingers look like suction cups. Right? And then he did this. He went and he leaped past me. And I fucking couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, dude, do it again, do it again.
Oh man.
Yeah, hilarious. He looked like a fucking frog to me because he was acting like it, and he had the suction cups on his fingertips, right? Of course, he didn't have that. That's just what I saw. You know,
Oh, I just
amazing.
like you said.
Another thing, dude. We went to a party like just after that, and it was too much for me to handle at one point because there was like fucking 20 people in this tiny little fucking basement, tunes blasting, fucking people smoking joints, whatever. I'm like, I need to take a breath of fresh air. And I had a piece of gum in my mouth, right? And I'm like, I go outside and I'm just standing across the street, just looking at the house, whatever. And I'm chewing my gum and I close my eyes and I'm chewing the gum. And all of a sudden, in my mind's eye, I could see the gum taking form and shaping as I'm chewing it in my mind's eye.
Oh,
It felt like I was like, you know, like I had like a ball of lightning or something and I'm manipulating it, but it was just me chewing gum. It's amazing what happens, you
oh,
know,
right,
with these substances.
right.
It fucking like unlocks a different part of you, you know? And that to me, like just doing acid one time was enough for me to go, there's something more to this reality than what we see, you know?
That's a
I ha-
good.
I have another funny story. This wasn't my story, but my best friend at the time and his wife, they went to another friend of ours' cottage, and the cottage wasn't being used for a while. And these guys were tripping on 7 hits of acid at a time, right? And the one guy's house or the cottage that they went to, he's terrified of spiders. Okay. So my buddy and his wife are sitting on the porch, and my other buddy goes into the shed, and it's all dark, right? And all of a sudden they hear him running and screaming like a little girl and waving his arms up like this and flailing around. And they couldn't stop laughing. They're like, what the fuck is he doing? And they look at him and he's covered in fucking spiders that were in the shed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. He's like, fuck, 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 fuck. Just freaking. Because what happened was he walked into the shed and there was spider webs and he got covered in spider webs and full of spiders. And he starts running out and flailing his arms like a little baby, like somebody's on fire, right? Dude, they were fucking
Oh,
laughing so hard, but he was like gonna have a heart attack.
right. Dude, that brings me to one of my ayahuasca stories, which was the fourth time that I did ayahuasca in Peru. So I took 2 cups, and on Well, I was more than 3/4 in. Didn't feel anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
S- Really nothing. Just like, oh shit, I need another cup, right?
Hmm.
I went to the toilet. I think I went for 3 times, and 2 times it's just like I'm fucking sober. I'm there's nothing happening. But the third time, it took a while to get to the toilet. I did my my squirting ass thing, laughed a little bit, just like,
Shit through
okay,
the
well, I'm not
shit
sober.
like a
Pissing
laser beam through an eye of a needle.
right, pissing out of your ass. Yes, that's something. So now it comes. I go back. There were 3 Icaros, 3 women, and 3 guys, me included with one of the three. So I was looking at a stupid little red light, which I used for 4 or 5 ceremonies. So it was almost died. The battery almost died of this stupid fucking thing. So I went to my bed and I thought, why are my blankets like piled up that stupid? So I took the blanket and it moved and I scared the shit. I just like, I just like, what the fuck? To be honest with you,
What was it?
I'm going to tell you what it was. I'm going to tell you what it was. But first, I have to tell you another little story. Before I went to the toilet, I was having this real visions about slaughtering people. Like I was
Okay.
a slayer. And to be honest, I was a kingslayer. I was having a vision that someone, the king of the Netherlands, Willem Alexander, he called me out like, I am the king. I said, fuck you, I'm the king. And he drew his sword. So I said, fuck you, man. So I drew my sword. We're having a fight. I stabbed him in his neck. And I heard just like, I heard that, right? Then I thought, oh, fuck you. And I chopped off this head with my sword. But his head rolled down just like a football. And I thought that would be like a real nice kicker. So I shot with my leg his head to his mom, which was the queen of the Netherlands like a few years ago, before he was the king. And I thought, yeah, dude, motherfucker, stuff like that. So I went to the toilet, pissed on my ass, through my ass or whatever it is, went back, and then I noticed like, oh shit, my
Hmm.
blanket is moving. I was thinking like, oh, it's a spider. Oh no, maybe it's a snake. Ah, fuck, fuck, fuck. Then I figured out it was not my mattress.
Oh shit.
There was somebody lying there sleeping. You know, I touched his toe.
Oh my God, that's too fucking funny, dude. I was thinking it was the guy's head.
No, it was his toe. He was wiggling his toe. I was so like, oh, there you were. There you are, you Kingslayer, and just like whining like a little fucking bitch. Like, oh my God, what's that? Oh man.
Mother Ayahuasca fucking humbled you there, right?
Oh, she laughed so hard. She laughed so hard. Me too. After I got my my breath back, just like, wow. But that's the funny thing. You don't have to see any visuals. There are people claiming that they didn't add anything, but you have to open up. And sometimes when it's just like if you do basically drugs, like, oh, I don't feel anything. That's the
Yeah.
moment when you get screwed.
Yeah, yeah, it'll hit you. I remember being I used to work security just at a warehouse and I would sit at the computer, the trucks would come through in and out and I'd have to log the numbers, talk to the drivers, this and that. And one of the guys that was working in the warehouse gave me a fucking cookie with weed in it, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'll take one of those, right? So I fucking ate it. I ate the whole thing and I'm like, fuck, I'm not fucking feeling anything, right? Like, because this is like an hour later after I ate it. I'm like, I got nothing, no buzz, nothing, right? And then the guys came out on break, and the guy that gave me the cookie, his name was Adam. He's like, "How you feeling?" And as soon as he asked me that, I was like, Holy fuck. And I started laughing and he goes, what? I'm like, dude, I wasn't fucking feeling shit until you fucking asked me that question and now I'm fucked. So the rest of my shift, I'm sitting there stoned out of my gourd at the fucking computer kiosk. It was hilarious. But that
Oh
always
man,
happens like that, man.
it
Especially
is.
with edibles. With edibles, you never know when it's gonna fucking hit you. Sometimes I take that THC oil and it doesn't fucking my body doesn't fucking compute. And I get
Right.
up for work the next day, I'm fine. I'm driving to work, and all of a sudden I'm fucking high. Now it hits me like 8 hours later. What the fuck?
Shit.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
Yeah, and this is not like okay. Now the audience of you knows me a little bit more. That thinking like, look, crazy motherfucker from the Netherlands, stone as fuck for all his life. Yeah, basically yes. I did a lot of things, but it's like I said, it's a journey. It's not for everyone. It's not like I did abuse drugs sometime, and I especially abused myself.
Mm,
But I'm done with that kind of shit. Now I
mm.
want to evolve. I want to study some things, especially about myself. Plant medicine, are really into that kind of shit. Um, and help other people with their journey. Not with,
Yeah,
okay, oh, we're going to Peru, we're going to be fucked up, not that kind of
right,
stuff.
right.
But, when you are having a life like a lot of people like us have, you are like experienced. Uh, yeah, you could be a caretaker for a lot of people that are struggling with some mental health and stuff like that. And
And it
uh,
could be just people at random too, you know?
yeah, for
Like
sure.
people that I work with, they know some of the stuff that I discuss and I'm a little bit older than them, of course.
Mm.
And they ask me a lot of questions like about astral travel and all kinds of things that I've experienced. And it's cool to be there to give other people wisdom, you know? That's to me, that's part of the journey. I love it.
I love to do more astral traveling. But the thing is, if you're so sometimes it really works. But when I came down from Peru, it was on a Wednesday night, like 12 o'clock in like midnight. I got in the car, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, I was back home. So dirty laundry, dirty from traveling, all that stuff, alone here in my home. And the next day I had to work again.
Mm,
I definitely do not like that.
yeah.
And I've
You need
been
like a kind
grinding
of
the
like a recovery period.
right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
need that because you're open to everything, right?
Hmm.
But the thing is, once you enter a car and you are in the Western world and you came from where I came from, like Peru, dude, it's such a massive.
It shows you how ingrained and indoctrinated into the system that we are.
Oh fuck.
Because it hits you, probably hits you like a ton of bricks, right?
Oh fuck, yes.
Yeah.
The first thing I did, one of the first LSD trips that I took together with some DMT was on a psychedelic festival here in the Netherlands, which is called Sci-Fi, and that was such a wow experience. When I came back to, let's say, after that, it was like one strong, as I prefer to say, like partying, and stuff like that. And we did once LSD. When I came back into real life, I had probably two strongs I needed to get settled down. Like, oh shit, I gotta work. I gotta pick up the phone. I gotta do stuff. Not that I
It's a
don't want to do
game.
stuff, but it's so yeah, it's so not normal.
Yeah.
Other people would say, yeah, what you do is not normal, being drunk and stoned or whatever. Well,
Yeah.
hold your horses because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I figured a lot of stuff out, and that what we do is not normal. My mom, she said when she was, I was driving home by mom and her friend. She said, "Oh, look at that! All this industry, warehousing and stuff like that. Oh, that's where the real money is. What where the real." Um,
Gross.
I said, that's poverty.
Yeah.
That's fucking poverty. When you come from the jungle that provides everything, and we cut it down for some fucking matches, or for, oh, I need a mahogany, or what's it called, the wood, table.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no other wood. No, no, I want that one. Oh yeah, that one. Of course, it takes like few hundred years. I saw a tree which was 500 years old, and I talked to a guy who has on his property because he's. Um, I want to tell that story. Um, they found a tree which is more than 2,000 years old, and you cut that down within a few seconds. How the fuck dare you?
How fucking dare you? Yeah.
It's like Avatar, like in the first Avatar. I was looking at it in the plane because it's Yggdrasil, like the Norse mythologic tree, the
The
tree of
world
life,
tree. Yeah.
the world tree. They cut that down. They cut it down for a fucking table. You should be shot.
Yeah.
So I met this guy for the last 2 days that I was there in Peru. His name is John. I'm gonna give you the link because I really like, or I'll give you my link tree and I have his site sponsored
Okay.
because they're looking for donations. So here it is. The rainforest that we know, if you look at South America, it was like vast. It was like 80% of South America was rainforest. Now it's only what, like 180 left.
Right.
So they cut down, I think it's like 14 football fields a single day. You can't grow trees like that so fucking fast. The flora and fauna and all the animals that live there, that's so
Oh, it
what
just
John,
completely fucking destroys it.
this is like the biggest genocide in the world.
Mhm.
John has an organization um together with the Peruvian and the American government to buy land. So you have to figure out. John lives, well, I think 4 hours of society of civilization with a speedboat, and he has a retreat, but he also does plant new trees for medicine. So for our next generation and generation after that, what that and generation after that,
Nice.
we need that because within a few months it could be all destroyed. He has some trees, he has some property. When you walk 1 mile, nobody ever was there. So it's like hundreds and hundreds of square kilometers, which sounds a lot, but it isn't. It's like almost whole South America was covered in rainforest. And if you look at the map right now, if you have to believe Google Maps, it's just like the piece of Peru, that corner above, there it is. But Brazil, oh, it's gone.
Yeah. God. I remember when I was a kid and they were telling us that that was going to happen over time. And sure enough, here it is, like it's fucking tragic.
It's real tragic. That
Um, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Like if everything's going to be corporatized, even worse than we are now, you're never going to be able to fucking live anywhere like that because your fucking smart car that is driven by itself will let you go to places like that. You know what I mean? Like, nope, this
yeah.
area is off limits, human. You are not allowed to go here. It's fucking weird,
Yeah.
man.
The, people don't realize that you can bring this kind of stuff back. It's the same thing if you're looking at a normal forest which is maybe a few hundred years old, and you cut that down for some fucking warehousing. Once
Yeah.
you figure out that you made a mistake, it's not like, oh, we're going to plant some trees and there's a forest. No fucking way, dude.
Hmm.
So the good thing is, if you look at, for example, Chernobyl, where what the in Russia, um, the disaster happened with the atom, not what to nuclear
Nuclear power
nuclear
plant.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Nature is going to take that back. So even if you are in the Amazon, there are some places that have been described by travelers like 50 years ago, 100 years ago, like, oh, there was a vast city with 1 million people and stuff like that. And they never found that city, never.
Yeah.
So with modern technology, they can fly over with a radar, some kind of radar plane, and they figured out there was like a big society, more than 1 million people housing. So within 50 years, nature just takes back. So you saw that in the time of Corona, that when nature, the path that you walked in a forest, if nobody walks there for like a month or 2 months, you have to find the fucking path because it's gone. It's going to be
Oh
taken
yeah, for
over.
sure. Yeah.
So that's good. That's good. But if you destroy things like that, like 2,000-year-old trees,
On
or
a massive scale.
on a massive fucking scale, like these fucking dentists that have the money to shoot a white rhino or a black rhino, how the fuck dare you?
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter if like a trophy is. You know what? Shoot your own kid.
Yeah.
Hang that on a fucking wall because it's your own.
Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fucked up, man.
it's fucked up, but I think there's still some positivity, because back to religion, we are our own creators of our own reality, of our own kingdom. When we do not allow to do that kind of stuff in our reality, we stop this shit.
Yeah.
And it takes one and two and three, 6, 12.
Like it's like microwaving. I with the whole awakening process of humanity, I like to the analogy I like to use, which I've probably never said on this show before, but is that we're all popcorn kernels in a microwave bag in a microwavable bag, and you hit that microwave button, and everybody's like, boop, 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 right? I think that's
Yes.
what the awakening process is going to be like. The more people that speak out, the more people are going to hear it, the more everybody's going to go, oh shit, okay, fuck this shit, you know?
Yes. And
And then revolution,
if you have enough
spiritual
people,
revolution.
yes, if you have enough people talking about that in the ether, it will change reality for sure.
Yep.
On a positive way. Because sometimes we are so stupid to talk about stuff, doesn't matter what, but doesn't matter what kind of energy you give it, that energy will be into the ether.
Yeah. And then once I put this episode out and somebody's listening to it, not on through headphones, but in the air, that's going to go through again, right?
Yes. It's all vibration, all
I
frequency, man.
I'm pretty optimistic about future, um, for the most part. Cautiously optimistic,
Hmm.
but and I think we have to have that in our life. Otherwise, we're going to be like everything's fucking doom and gloom. I can't do anything. I don't want to do anything because we're all fucked.
Yeah.
That's the black pill concept, right? Which is
Yeah.
nihilism, right? Nothing, none of this matters. Fuck this shit. No, find something that drives you to do something different than just your bullshit 9 to 5. Because to be honest, it is bullshit. In my eyes, I just can't find any kind of fulfillment doing that,
It
right?
takes so much time to work for someone else.
It does. It does. Rob, I think we're gonna let go of this one here. I'm fucking hungry. I gotta piss. I gotta take a shower. I gotta do
I'm
all this shit.
tired.
But yeah, man, it was amazing to have you on. I'm glad this worked out. Uh, Tell my audience where they can find you, man. you have a link tree, right? That's going to make it so much easier for my show notes.
Yes. So Disorganized Productions. Thank you for having me, Dave. We had a great time, and skipping branch like a squirrel, but also time doesn't is nothing in my reality. Time is not existence. But we surely have to do more parts. You and my show, we're gonna, make a swinger club.
Oh yeah. And get some of the other dudes in there too, you know?
Yes, yes, we definitely will. But I have to settle down a little bit here. When all the stress is a little bit gone, I can do my own stuff again. So Disorganized Productions at gmail.com if you want to reach out to me or be a guest or stuff like that. And Linktree Disorganized Productions, you will find all the stuff that I do, like photography, the links with aloe vera for a better health. Uh, my skirt that's going to be on the market probably end of this year. My TikTok
T-shirt shop.
channel. Yes, yes, all that
Yep.
kind of stuff.
All the good
And
stuff in one shopping basket.
I love that shit. Yes, I love Linktree, man. Yes. And yeah, I will be available on all platforms for podcasting, just Disorganized Productions.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And let's give a shout out to all the wonderful people in Gods on the Spectrum. I know you're listening to this. Love all you guys. Man, what a group that is.
Dude, I want to hug some people. It's going to be a very, very intense hug
Yeah,
because we see each other right now, but I spoke to people like Snake. I speak that guy almost every single day, like deep, interesting conversations about
I
a
could sit,
lot of
I could
stuff.
listen when I turn on his rants in the thing. I just leave my phone by my side and do whatever. I'm just fucking laughing my ass off the whole time. I could listen to that guy for hours.
Right?
Hilarious.
Yes. Yes. But I
But
never
deep though, like he fucking thinks so deep, and I'm like, holy fuck. And a lot of the time it sounds like he's complaining about everything, but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
just pointing out the fucking facts, and he's fucking hilarious too. And when he does his impressions, I lose it. Fucking
Oh, dude,
hilarious.
we have our own team of impressionists and good ones. Not like this is a bad impression. No, Eric Phineas, Rob
Oh yeah.
Sales. Fuck. Come on, dude. This is just like high end. And yeah, like I said, we're building an army and you're not prepared for that, motherfuckers. You're not prepared for that kind of army. You're
Only the
not.
chosen shall remain.
Only the chosen will shall remain. I love that shit. Yes.
Awesome. Rob,
Thank you, man.
love you, man. May Mother Ayahuasca keep blessing you, and keep doing what you're doing. I love it. We all love it. And thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, man. I would
Peace
say
out, my nigga.
namaste, motherfucker.
Take it easy, bro.
Thanks, man.